Everett Singleton was born in 1914 to Leroy and Maud Singleton. He grew up at 416 North Summit Avenue in the heart of Collinsville's traditional black neighborhood during segregation. Young Everett attended Lincoln School for Blacks on Goethe Avenue, but graduated from high school elsewhere because Collinsville Township High School did not admit black students until 1940. He earned a teaching degree from Illinois State Normal University. ISNU, today known as Illinois State University, had been admitting black students since 1899.
He was probably 18 years old, and the first time he ever stepped into a classroom with a white student. So that must have been so eye-opening to him. And if you look at some of the things about his time at Illinois State, you could tell he was very active, he was involved.
His college years started his lifelong journey of breaking down the color barrier. Despite the roadblocks he faced, Everett appeared to have been an active and popular student at ISNU. A gifted musician, like his father, Everett sang first tenor in the University Glee Club and was part of their traveling group.
To this day, I could still hear his voice in my head. He did have a powerful voice. He was a great orator. He was a great musician and a great singer.
The 1934 Index Yearbook has many listings for him, including the Men's Glee Club. After college, Singleton returned to his roots in Collinsville. He became a teacher and eventually the principal of Lincoln School for Blacks. He married Lily V. Barker, who had graduated from Collinsville Township High School in 1940 with the first class that accepted black students. Mrs. Singleton became an elementary school teacher in Collinsville. He was involved with the Collinsville United Fund, Collinsville Teachers Education Association, Boy Scouts of America, and the Collinsville Kiwanis. Local Collinsville historians believe Mr. Singleton's leadership and character were among the factors that convinced the Board of Education to close the school and integrate its students and staff into other schools in the 1950s. Following the integration of schools in Collinsville, Singleton served as a 6th grade teacher at Summit Elementary and later Webster Elementary. Family friend and former student Richard Mark remembers Mr. Singleton.
My dad went to school with Mr. Singleton. And if you look at that picture, the class picture from the old Lincoln School, my dad's standing right behind him. So I was excited to go into his class, and unfortunately they split the classes in two, and I went to the other class. You know, you'd be out in the hall and maybe you'd be talking a little loud or kids would be running, and he didn't have to say anything. He'd just walk out in the hall and give you that look, you know, and you knew it was time to behave and go the other head and straighten up. When you saw him, he had such a presence, he demanded respect, you know, and he was always impeccably dressed. But he was just a person that was known throughout the community as being a leader, being a role model, being someone who was concerned about young African-American kids getting an education. It gave me that glimpse into what being a professional would be like, you know, what they look like, their actions. He was a role model.
Everett Singleton died of a sudden heart attack in 1970 when singing for a Christmas meeting of the Webster Elementary Parent-Teacher Association.
He basically laid the foundation for my generation and others to really know that if you work hard, you get a good education and persevere, that you can be anything that you want to be.